I need to tell you something. Something I carried inside me for a long time. Something heavy. Something that left marks no one could see. It is not an easy story to tell, but it is an important one, and I think you need to hear it. My name is Ravel. I am 43 years old. I live in a small apartment outside of Chicago. I have a daughter. She was 15 when all of this happened. Her name is Solène. She is the reason I get up every morning. She is the reason I kept going, even when everything fell apart. I worked at a marketing firm downtown, a big one, glass building, expensive furniture, the kind of place that looks perfect from the outside, clean, professional, polished. But inside, things were different. My boss was a man named Aldrin Voss. He was tall, broad shoulders, always in a dark suit, always smiling in front of other people. He had a deep voice and a firm handshake. Everyone respected him. Everyone admired him. He was powerful, he was charming, and he knew exactly how to use both. I had worked under him for almost 4 years. I was good at my job. I worked hard. I stayed late. I never complained. I earned every raise, every promotion, every good review. I was proud of what I built there. I was proud of who I was inside those walls. But Aldrin started changing, or maybe he was always that way. Maybe I just did not see it at first. It started small. A comment about my dress. "You look nice today, Ravel. That color suits you." Standing a little too close in the hallway. His hand on my lower back when we walked into meetings. The way his eyes stayed on me just a little too long. I told myself it was nothing. I told myself I was overthinking it. I told myself he was just being friendly. But deep down, I knew. I knew something was wrong. I could feel it. That quiet alarm inside my body, that tightness in my chest every time he walked into the room. Then one evening, it happened. We had just finished a late meeting. Everyone else had gone home. The office was quiet. The lights in the hallway were dimmed. I was packing my bag, getting ready to leave, getting ready to pick up Selene from her friend's house. Aldrin walked into my office. He closed the door behind him. He sat on the edge of my desk, too close. He looked at me and smiled, that same polished smile. And then he touched me, his hand on my arm, sliding slowly down to my wrist, his fingers wrapping around it, not rough, not violent, but firm, possessive, like he believed he had the right. "Let us have dinner," he said. His voice was low, calm, controlled. "Just you and me, somewhere quiet, somewhere private." My heart was pounding. My skin felt cold where he touched me. Every muscle in my body tightened. I pulled my arm away. "No," I said. My voice was steady, but inside I was shaking. "No, Aldrin, I am not interested." He stared at me. The smile disappeared. His jaw tightened. His eyes turned cold. He did not say another word. He stood up. He straightened his tie, and he walked out. I sat there for a long time after he left. My hands were trembling. My breath was uneven. I felt sick. I felt scared. I felt angry. But I also felt something else, something I had not expected. I felt guilty. I kept asking myself, did I do something wrong? Did I give him the wrong signal? Should I have handled it differently? That is what this kind of thing does to you. It makes you question yourself. It makes you doubt your own truth. It makes you feel like the problem. But I was not the problem. The next morning, I walked into the office like always. I held my head up. I carried my coffee. I sat at my desk. And that is when it started. Aldrin did not yell. He did not confront me. He did not mention the night before. He did something worse. He was quiet, cold, strategic. First, he removed me from the biggest project I had been leading for 6 months. No explanation, no warning, just a short email. Ravel, your involvement is no longer needed. We are going in a different direction. I stared at the screen. My chest felt hollow. Then he reassigned my team. People I had trained, people I had mentored, people who trusted me. They were moved to other departments, one by one. He stopped inviting me to meetings, important ones, ones where decisions were made, ones where my voice used to matter. My name disappeared from email chains, from project updates, from company announcements. It was like I was being erased, slowly, carefully, deliberately, and nobody noticed. Or maybe they did, but nobody said anything. Within 2 weeks, I went from being one of the most respected people in the office to being invisible. I sat at my desk with nothing to do. No assignments, no responsibilities, no purpose. He was punishing me for saying no. One afternoon, I was called into a meeting with human resources. A woman sat across from me. She had a folder on the table. She opened it and looked at me with a rehearsed expression of concern. "We have received some complaints about your performance," she said. My stomach dropped. "What complaints?" I asked. "From whom?" She could not tell me. She said it was confidential. But I knew. I knew exactly where those complaints came from. I tried to explain. I tried to tell her what happened. The touch, the dinner invitation, the retaliation. She nodded politely. She wrote things down. She said she would look into it. Nothing happened. Nothing changed. Except things got worse. Aldrin started making comments in front of other people. Subtle ones. Ravel seems distracted lately. I am not sure she is committed to the team anymore. Maybe this role is too much for her. He said these things casually, with a calm voice and a concerned expression, like he cared, like he was worried about me. But every word was a blade. Every sentence was designed to make me look weak, incompetent, unstable. And people believed him because he was the boss, because he was powerful, because his smile was convincing. I started losing sleep. I stopped eating properly. I cried in the bathroom during lunch breaks. I sat in my car after work and stared at the steering wheel, unable to move. Selene noticed. Of course she did. She is sharp. She is sensitive. "Mom, what is wrong?" she asked one night. "You seem different." "I am just tired," I told her. "Work has been hard." But she looked at me with those wide, knowing eyes, and I could see that she did not believe me. One night, I sat alone in my kitchen. It was past midnight. The apartment was quiet. Solène was asleep. I held a glass of water in my hands, and I made a decision. I was not going to disappear. I was not going to let him win. The next morning, I contacted a lawyer, a woman named Thessaly Crane. She was calm. She was direct. She listened to every word I said without interrupting, and then she said something I will never forget. "You did nothing wrong, Ravel, and what he did has a name. It is called retaliation, and it is illegal." Those words hit me like sunlight after a long winter. I filed a formal complaint. I documented everything, every email, every reassignment, every removed project, every humiliating comment. I had dates, I had details, I had proof. It was terrifying. There were days I wanted to quit. There were nights I could not breathe. There were moments I thought, maybe it is not worth it. Maybe I should just walk away. But then I thought about Solène. I thought about what I wanted to teach her. I thought about the kind of woman I wanted her to become. And I kept going. The investigation took months. It was slow. It was painful. It was exhausting. But in the end, the truth came out. Other women came forward, 2 of them, then a third. They had similar stories, the same pattern, the touch, the invitation, the punishment for saying no. Aldrin Voss was terminated. Quietly. No public statement, no dramatic scene, just a closed-door meeting and a box of personal items carried to a car in the parking garage. He disappeared from the company the same way he tried to make me disappear, quietly. I wish I could tell you I felt victorious. I wish I could say I celebrated, but I did not. I sat at my desk that afternoon and I felt tired. Deeply, completely tired. Because justice does not erase the damage. It does not undo the sleepless nights. It does not take back the tears. It does not heal the part of you that was made to feel small. But it matters. It matters because it says, this was wrong, and you deserved better. I left that company 3 months later. Not because I was forced to, but because I chose to. I needed a fresh start. I needed to breathe again. I found a new job, a smaller company, a kind manager, a team that respected me. And slowly, I rebuilt myself. Not all at once, not perfectly, but steadily. One morning at a time, one deep breath at a time. Solène asked me once, months later, "Mom, are you happy now?" I thought about it carefully. "I am getting there," I said, "and that is enough for now." If you are listening to this and something in my story feels familiar, I want you to know one thing. You are not the problem. You were never the problem. Saying no is not a crime. It is your right. It is your power. And no one, no matter how important they think they are, has the right to punish you for it. Speak up. Document everything. Find someone who believes you. And never, ever let someone else's anger make you forget your own worth. My name is Ravel. I am 43 years old, and I survived the angry boss.
Thanks for listening to my story. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and tell me where you're listening from.